Now, the line of the debate, after Hillary Clinton says, I represented Wall Street, which is a terrible idea, then she says, that's why I went over there and told him to cut it out. Ooh. Bernie Sanders comes back and says this.
Well, my plan is more comprehensive, and frankly, it's tougher because, of course, we have to deal with the problem that the banks are still too big to fail. We can never let the American taxpayer and middle-class families ever have to bail out the kind of speculative behavior that we saw.
Senator Sanders, Secretary Clinton just said that her policy is tougher than yours.
Well, that's not true.
Why?
Let us be clear that the greed and recklessness and illegal behavior of Wall Street, where fraud is a business model, helped to destroy this economy and the lives of millions of people. Check the record. Today, it is my view that when you have the three largest banks in America are much bigger than they were when we bailed them out for being too big to fail, we have got to break them up.
I represented Wall Street as a senator from New York, and I went to Wall Street in December of 2007, before the big crash that we had, and I basically said, cut it out. Quit foreclosing on homes. Quit engaging in these kinds of speculative behaviors. I took on the Bush administration for the same thing.
You do not, Congress does not regulate Wall Street. Wall Street regulates Congress. And we have got to break off these banks. Going to them and saying, please do the right thing.
No, that's not what,
kind of
that,
naive.
Look, I think.
Love that, man. Congress does not regulate Wall Street. Wall Street regulates Congress. Line of the night.
Yeah.
Home run.
Yeah, and she let him have those lines with those very tepid, more than tepid, with weak, foolish answers that made it seem like she was protecting something, because I presume she was probably protecting something.
I told him to cut it out. I told him to stop foreclosing on people, and guess what? They didn't.
Yeah,
but
she literally said in that sentence,
and I'm powerless.
The sentence was, I told him to cut it out before that crash we had. We still had the crash.
We still had the crash.
It didn't appear to work.
You leave it out. She said, I told him to cut it out, basically. I mean, every part of it is weak.
That was weak sauce. So that's why Bernie wins. And that's what's, go ahead.
And the second best line, I thought, was also Bernie's, but it was actually, ironically, in defense of Hillary Clinton, when he said, enough with your goddamn emails, right?
Yeah.
He didn't mean it towards her. He meant it with, like, I'm sick and tired of it, he said, of the coverage of her goddamn emails. Like, lay off of her and let's move on to real policy questions.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you remember how many times the Republicans said, all right, now on to policy.